Here we are again.
Okay.
We're the right
I think
direction.
we're in the right direction.
We're really long today.
This is actually a better
Do you
angle
like that?
than I think.
Plus my tea and
I
all
feel
of that.
taller tonight. I feel.
Do we feel long and skinny?
Yeah.
Tall and skinny
Yeah.
now? Oh
Yeah.
wait, you get to see the full picture with us tonight.
We needed to do this long ago. What have we been doing?
Apparently.
We did it!
Thumbs
Woo!
up from Carrie.
We're not.
Just keeping it straight. Horizontal. Vertical. Now we're vertical.
This is
Okay.
it's a tough start, but it was really
Welcome to February.
it was really cold. Yeah. Maybe
It's been really cold. The computer wouldn't work. It wanted a certain web browser that I didn't have.
Oh, first we couldn't figure out the password because one of my children wrote it down and the V looked like a U.
She had to interpret for me.
Yeah, it didn't have the little tail. So it was a V.
Yeah, but we figured it out, and here we are. So, I'm Brandy. This is Shannon, and together, we're the thriving relationship.
Oh.
And the State of the Union address.
Oh.
Yes!
Best compliment ever.
All right, let's keep it entertaining.
Valentine's is coming up. The month of love. A lot of people.
Or Single Awareness Month, as occasionally people like to point out to us.
Right. Right. On our app.
Bless that gal's heart. Yeah.
But we rolled with that.
Yeah, we
It's
did.
okay.
Remember.
So we're trying to pick just some different topics because it is really important to have days where you celebrate relationship. Whether
Yes.
you're a Valentine's Day hater or you don't do anything for your anniversary, I always think it's good to carve time to actually celebrate what it is that you're doing. If you are in a long-term relationship, you deserve to celebrate.
Yeah.
You should take time to enjoy where you're at. So if you are anti-Valentine's Day, just pick a different day. Like February 20th. Celebrate that. No, it's not so Hallmark.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just a trick to get you guys to buy us ladies gifts.
Flowers. Something.
Jewelry.
We'll cover that.
Chocolate. I'm pretty easy with chocolate. Chocolate or ice cream. Yeah.
That's true. I like flowers.
Yeah.
And chocolate.
So tonight we're talking about love
Mm-hmm.
languages. Love languages. Gary
Chapman.
We're just gonna steal his shit tonight.
So the love languages, it's one of those books that a lot of couples reference when I work with them. But if they haven't heard about the love languages, it can be really helpful.
We got it as a wedding gift. Did you know that?
Oh, you did?
Yep, we got it as a wedding gift.
No, I didn't
Yep,
know
we
that.
read it.
So the 5 languages, the whole premise is that we give and receive love in a way that speaks to us, in our love language. And our partner can have a love language that's very different. And so we need to take into account how they receive love so that we're not just trying to shower them with how we want to be loved.
Mm-hmm.
So the hopefully we can do this. The 5 languages: acts of service. So you like to do things for your partner. You like people to come in and help you with things. Acts of service.
Yep.
Physical touch.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easy. I don't think we need to go into that one.
It's not hers.
It's not mine. We have gifts.
Yes.
Gifting. And some people I find, they always try to qualify this one because gifting is one that maybe they're like, ooh.
There might be shame associated with it, or like, oh, that means I'm like
too materialistic.
Right.
But gifting is one of, well, I have many love languages, but gifting is one that people really feel seen and heard if you get them a gift that is really meaningful. So, or write a letter to them that's meaningful. So gifting, don't think about the materialism.
Right, it's not just that they want everything. Like I worked with a gal and we were talking about this one day, and she has a friend who it's very clear to her that her good friend, her love language is gifts.
Gifts.
And so this friend, when she shops for her, like she puts a lot of thought into getting something that she knows will be very meaningful to her, because that's just how she expresses love. And so gifts is not my coworker's love language, but she knows how important it is for her good friend. And so she takes the time then when she's shopping, you know, when she's looking for a Christmas present or a birthday present or whatever for that friend in particular, that she knows that it needs to be meaningful to her for the friend to receive it and feel all that she wants her to be able to feel out of it. And that was a really great opportunity for me to hear it explained, because I'm a cheapskate, and so like it's hard for me not to be like, oh, I'm so glad like gifting isn't mine, or it's not my husband's, or like don't spend my money, don't spend the money.
Right.
But when I heard it explained like that, it was like, oh, that really makes
sense.
Yeah, it's not just.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time with gifting
about
because
getting stuff or giving
I like
stuff.
to puzzle out, like,
yes.
Ooh, what's their favorite color? What would speak to them? And so I get a lot of flack for this. If any of my family's online, they'll tell them they don't like my gifting because that's not their love language. And I'm like, but it should be.
Yes, and you should at least appreciate that it's yours.
It's mine.
A lot of love went into the gift.
What's up next? Quality time.
Yeah. So
really spending time together, whether that's, with your person or with kids or with friends, but that's how love is. Where am I going? That's how it really speaks to you. That's like, the experience.
My little guy, my 6-year-old Ledger, quality time is actually just as we were talking about it. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah, like when we all sit down together as a family at dinner, like he stands up in his chair and he's like, I have been waiting for us to all sit down and have dinner together. Like, we do dinner together more often. It's not like we never do it. But, like that's really important to him. And he really, like, recognizes it when the whole family is together. Like, if he wants to play a game, it's not near as meaningful to him if my husband and my daughter, if we're not all playing together.
Everybody needs to spend quality time.
All that time together is really,
And he'll get it.
Yeah. Yep.
I like your gift. Aw, Carrie likes my gifting. Where are we at? So we did acts of service. Ooh, words of affirmation. So someone that really needs to hear, like appreciation, I love yous, positives. We all need to hear it, but it's someone who really, like, if they're not hearing it, this is a big problem.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't count with my fingers when we started. So acts of service.
Yes.
Physical touch. Quality time.
Gifting.
And
words of affirmation.
We did. That's fine.
We did it.
We covered the whole land.
I wish
I could guess my partners.
We'll
put a link.
Yes.
We'll share a link, Brooke. That they the Gary or the Gary's people put together to help you figure out your love language. And the book is phenomenal. Like, totally get it and read it.
Yeah, so I jumped online last night to play on the 5 Love Language website because I'm the nerd in the group. And what I liked is there's even love language quizzes for your kids in age groups. And so I sent my soon-to-be 15-year-old the quiz, and she chose to do math instead of doing her language. I'm sure she'll do it. Yeah. But yes, do the quizzes or read the book together. But also you can have the conversation of, the quiz is really like, would you rather spend time together or would you rather get a really meaningful gift? So you're just sorting out, so you can also play around with some of the concepts.
Right, and the book isn't it's not a big read. It's a short book. Brandon and I, when we first got married again, like I said, I can't remember who gifted it to us. Thank you for the gift, whoever gifted it to us. It was a great read.
Yes.
But it was so funny because, this was 10, 11 years ago now. When we read that book, it was devastating to my husband. Like, he had a very hard time finding out that we speak very different love languages. And when he found out that my love language was not his love language, like, he had it was like a big gray cloud over his head for a while. And because his love language is kind of a combination of physical touch and words of affirmation. And those are easily like my weakest points ever. And so like he really had a hard time. I had to, like, I would try to do it, and like when I walk by, like I touch his arm or I touch his back, would just like, anytime I can try to make physical contact. And at first when he found out that like these are not my love language, and like go scrub my kitchen floor, and that is my love language. He was like, it just doesn't mean the same, because I know you don't mean it. Like, I know you're just forcing it. And so, like, we really had to have some conversations that it was like, yeah, no, it isn't my natural love language, but it's really important to me that you feel love from me. Like, because my natural love language is acts of service. So, like, I'll go do things for you, and I'll, you know, I'll take care of errands for you, and I'll make you a nice dinner, and I'll make sure that your clothes are ironed. I won't iron clothes.
I was going to say, wow.
No. Laundry might be done, but things like that. And that was just never going to feel like his cup wasn't going to be full.
Right.
With the way I spoke it. And so it took some time for him to be receptive to, like, yep, it's not my natural one, but I want you to feel loved. And now he's much more receptive of it. And, you know, we do speak each other's language better.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, because a lot of people feel really frustrated with the idea of, you know, it just not matching perfectly.
Yeah.
And that we all have natural ways to show love. And so it's very, like, quality time is big for me. Brad, it's acts of service. And so it's, once you know that, it is good to make those attempts, but it's not going to be natural.
Nope.
Like I'm not a natural hugger. Every time, like, it's just, this is something that I overthink every time I go in for a hug.
How do I
Where do I put my arms? Like,
yeah, I just, like, good job, Shannon. I know that this was hard.
Right,
I appreciate the hug.
And the intention is there.
Yes, she went way out of her comfort zone, and so it means more.
It's getting better.
Yeah.
My hugging is getting better and more natural, but we can't just, like, oh, like, Brad, if you talk to him, like, his worst love language is gifting. He hates gifting. And so, I know, so he reaches out to friends, he can't keep
follow
secrets.
her Pinterest. Just look at her Pinterest.
Right, or my, like, hey, give me, you know, anything that has to do with hot baths, or anything that's sparkly jewelry, like, but he starts to panic because this is difficult for him.
Yeah.
And he married someone who I really love to buy gifts.
Yes.
So I had to start to learn, like, it is not that he's there cooking dinner, bringing me cups of coffee, like, acts of service. But he may someday, we've been together 18 years, and I'm still waiting for that, like, surprise moment when I don't know what I'm getting. Because I always
know. I've been coaching him. I'm like, first, you have to pull cash out. You can't swipe the card. You have to pull cash out of the account and then go get it.
She looks at the account every day. Or I think at Christmas, wasn't he texting with you?
Yes.
Or you were texting a gift idea for me to him.
Yes.
And he was reading the text out loud to me. And I finally had to say, like, please stop telling me what Brandy's buying me. I want it to be a present, a surprise.
Yeah.
So you figure out the language. If you have children, I'd take the time to see it, you know, maybe
if they will play.
If they'll take the quizzes, so that you know that you're able to work on speaking their language to them as well.
Yes. And if they aren't, you know, interested in taking the quiz, watch, you know, what the things are. I mean, it really didn't dawn on me till tonight, just as we were about to start this, that, like, right now I fully believe Ledger's love language is quality time. Like, that's really important. He has a hard time. He's in judo. He loves doing judo, but he has a hard time going because he has to be away from family to do it, you know, for like an hour or two every twice a week type of thing. But watch how they kind of seek for it or how they give it. You know, like that's a big telltale sign of how they like to receive it.
Yeah. Oh, Jana's on here.
Yes, she is.
Her love language is gifting, I think. We'll see if I'm right. Check out Rise Podcast. Oh, perfect. Great. Another resource.
All right, we'll see if we screw this up.
I hope we don't.
Oh, good. It was super good.
Yes. Yes, I'm reading her book right now, and I have a lot of clients that are avid listeners to the podcast, and great. Can you tell for toddlers? See, I was right. I remember doing Valentine gifts with Jana. Can you tell for toddlers? I think, if I remember right, the quiz was 5 to 8. But you can probably start tuning into it. I don't know if they really light up when you give them positive affirmations, or do it. I think all toddlers light up over gifts. And it might be harder.
Right now, I mean, yeah, just at the developmental stage, like all of them they all probably serve a purpose still pretty big.
Yeah, acts of service. It's just constant.
They rely
You just
on
have
us.
to do
They're pretty
constant
needy. They're pretty
acts of
needy
service.
people.
It really is an interesting when you start to look at it. I think it gives everybody a little bit of like, you know, at the beginning, like you said with Brandon, like it can be like, oh, almost depressing.
It was really terrible for that.
But then, like, I know for Brad and I, once he identified that, like, no, your love language, like, it doesn't have to be gifting.
Uh-huh.
Like, you don't have to feel like a failure because you're not great at buying gifts.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. What else do we have going?
Well, we're about to, in a couple, like less than a couple weeks now,
Yeah.
we have our Idaho Falls retreat.
Yes.
We're super excited for our couples that signed up to come and play with us.
And we have room for one more couple,
Yeah,
right?
we do have 2 seats, so maybe 2 singles. You want to come play? If not, come join us. One more couple. But also super exciting. So last year, when we really started to roll out the Thriving Relationship, our first real event was our couples retreat in Sun Valley, and we've got most of the details worked out for the Sun Valley Couples Retreat 2019.
Yes.
So the page is not live yet on our website, but it will be really soon. We're just getting the details figured out. But block out on your calendars.
May 17th through 19th.
Yep, 17th, 18th, and 19th.
And we've got great rooms again. I think it's the
King Suites.
King Suites in the lodge. So very, very excited for that one. That one is such a fun location.
Yes. So yeah, that's coming up. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on.
Retreats.
Yeah. So, more information, thethriving.relationship.com. You can find more information there. Is it too late to sign up for the retreat?
No.
You can join us for the Idaho Falls when we have 2 spots left.
We have 2
Susan.
seats. Yes, just shoot us an email.
Yeah.
Info at the
Private message. Yeah, info at thethriving.relationship.com.
Or private message.
Or private message.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
What else? That's it. We're in retreat land.
Oh,
We're looking for a fun location for fall. So if anyone has some ideas, I'm thinking warm. We should go somewhere warm.
St. George? Do we need to travel to St. George?
Yeah, we could travel there. Shoot us ideas. And we need topic ideas. Next week is Valentine's week. So we'll come up with something.
Maybe we could do like a gifting thing. You could send all your husbands to watch.
Right. How to...
All right, world. Thank you so much for playing with us a bit. Oh, thank you, Carrie. She shared the email right in there. Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you for playing with us tonight. If you like what you see, please share our videos. We'd love to gain more followers and just share the love that we have for couples with couples. So please feel free to share it. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
All right, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.